Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today we're diving into Apogee Therapeutics, which sounds like a company trying to reach new heights, but are they flying too close to the sun? We're decoding their latest report to find out if their stock is about to skyrocket or come crashing down. And before we jump in, if you are interested in getting straight insights from corporate filings, make sure you're subscribed. We also have a Discord community linked in the description below. Join us after the video. Here is the summary. Apogee just released data on their atopic dermatitis drug, APG-777, and things look promising. They're also starting a trial for another drug, APG-279. But as always, the devil is in the details, so let's get to it. Scroll is a report date of earliest event reported July 7, 2025. Scroll. First off, this report is dated July 7, 2025. This is when they are giving us the info for the earliest event they are talking about. Scroll Regulation FD SCAFU disclosure. Scroll C put out a press release about positive results from a study. It's called the Phase 2 APX clinical trial. It's for their drug called APG-777 for people with something called atopic dermatitis, which is like really bad eczema. They also hosted a conference call about these results, which makes sense because if something is looking great, you would share it quickly. They also included copies of the press release and the data presentation in the report, so you can go look at them if you want to know much more than what I'm going to tell you. Besides the APG-777 news, Apogee also announced that they started another study of APG-279, which is another drug for atopic dermatitis. They expect some results in the second half of 2026. Okay, let's break down the APG-777 study. It's a phase 2 trial, which means they're testing the drug on a larger group of people to see if it works and is safe. They were testing APG-77 on adults with moderate to severe atopic dermatitis. Scroll induction regimen dosing of CAV-72, 7270, 77, and some got a placebo, meaning a fake medicine, to compare the results. The study looked at how well the drug reduced eczema, relieved itching, and improved overall skin condition. They were looking at different things like how much the eczema improved using something called the EASI score, how many people had a big improvement of 75% or 90%, and how well the drug relieved itching using another scale. The results? The drug worked. APG-777 significantly reduced eczema compared to the placebo. The EASI score, which is a measure of how bad the eczema is, went down by 71% in the group that got the drug compared to only 33.8% in the group that got the drug compared to only 33.8% in the placebo group. Scroll Axis 75 compared after 24.6% on placebo. Scroll. Also, about 67% of people taking APG-777 had a 75% or greater improvement in their eczema, while only about 25% of those on the placebo did, so that's a huge difference. They saw similar results in both people with moderate and severe eczema. Also, people who had higher levels of the drug in their system did even better. This is good news because it means that people are responding well to the medication, and the more they have in their system, the better it works. They also looked at something called Vigor 01, which is like saying the skin is clear or almost clear. About 35% of people on APG-777 achieved this, compared to about 17% on the placebo. A similar result was seen for AXA90, a 90% improvement in eczema. People taking APG-777 had faster itch relief. The itching went down by about 51% in the APG-77 group, compared to about 23% in the placebo group. Itch relief helps the patients by reducing irritation, which is very important in this type of condition. In terms of safety, APG-777 seemed okay. About 56% of people taking APG-777 had side effects, compared to about 63% in the placebo group. Serious side effects were rare in the people taking APG-777, and they were not much different from the placebo group. Scroll non-infective conjunctivitis, upper respiratory tract infection, and nasopharyngitis. Scroll. The most common side effects were eye irritation, upper respiratory tract infection, like a cold, and a stuffy nose. This also means there weren't any reactions where the medicine was injected. They are still enrolling patients for another part of the study, Part B, which will test different doses of the drug. They should have results in mid-2026, which would be next year. The company shares the information in a data presentation, but it's basically the same results that we already talked about. Finally, there is a section where they talk about forward-looking statements, which means that everything reported, like the timing of trials and results, are not set in stone and include risks. The company cannot guarantee their trials will progress and that they will have commercial success. They also say that things could change due to things that they cannot control, like the economy. Now let's step back to look at these results and Apogee more broadly. Apogee 777 is showing real promise. The drug appears to be effective in treating atopic dermatitis, and the side effects seem manageable. The company is moving forward with additional trials, which could lead to regulatory approval and commercial launch. Positive news all around. However, there are a few risks to keep in mind. Clinical trials can be unpredictable, and there is always a chance that the drug could fail to meet its goals. Also, even if the drug is approved, it could face competition from other treatments. This sounds very textbook because it's the pharmaceutical industry, lots of risk, but can have big rewards if the stars align. Overall, Apogee seems to be on the right track. The company has a promising drug candidate, and they are executing their clinical trials. Apogee's direction looks pretty good, but be careful. Alright, that's our breakdown of Apogee's latest report. What's your take on these numbers and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.